Higher Learning is a show about adults learning interesting facts while under the influence of marijuana. This show is filmed in Vermont, where it is legal to smoke. The staff involved in the show want to be clear that we do not support its use by those too young or where it is illegal to partake in such behavior. While this show doesn't show the usage of drugs or use coarse language, it is not intended for children. Parental discretion is advised. Now, let's get to the burning and learning. Welcome to Higher Learning, a class in disjointed education, where I teach my son 25 facts on a topic while he is high on an edible.
And boy, did that work.
And then next week, or the following week from whatever week, this is just in general, I come in and he's sober and I quiz him on it. This week, I'm going to teach him 25 facts about Looney Tunes.
I'm totally in the mood for some learning.
Yeah, well, actually try to pay attention, because next week he's going to say, that's not fair. The questions weren't about the stuff I paid attention to.
Now, listen very closely. If I mention knowing any of the things, don't use that against me.
You're an idiot. The whole thing is about teaching you new things. So that's what I'm going to quiz you on, is the new information.
Don't say that you knew anything.
Trust me, no one thinks you know anything. You ready to start?
Let the game begin.
Bugs Bunny is a known traveler who usually takes a wrong turn, which is why he ends up in places like the Himalayas or Antarctica. However, he was born in Brooklyn, New York. It is canon that he is a Brooklyn, New York native. Private Snafu appeared in 26 training shorts for the U.S. Army during World War II, which were not available to the public until recently. This isn't part of the facts, but snafu, do you know what that word means? Situation normal, all fouled up. And it's not fouled. But that's what they say in the cartoons, because it's still
For kids?
No, it was for the Army.
Well, then they could have said it.
Yeah, the government
Porky
wasn't...
said the B word.
That was just for adults outside. This was...
If
the Army is not going to pay for you to have cussing back in like World War II. They just weren't.
Hey.
They paid for the cartoons.
Oh.
They were made for the Army. They didn't just of their own.
Made for the Army, not like made for the Army.
The Army said, "Hey, we need cartoons that tell people don't flap your gums to like enemy spies." Like,
well, seriously. That makes sense.
Well,
don't flap your gums to enemy spies.
We've only got through 2 of them. Can you not do your normal thing here? Though many people assume Tweety is female, in the short Tweety Pie, we learned that Tweety is a guy.
I knew that.
Well,
I think. Say that. Wait, no. Hold up. Say that fact again.
Most people think Tweety's female. In the short called Tweety Pie, we learned that he's male. In 2006, Volkswagen rolled out 3 GTI commercials starring Speedy Gonzales. They were part of an effort by the German automaker to win the growing Hispanic market in North America. Yeah. Sylvester's name is a pun on Sylvestris, the scientific name for a wildcat, and also ancestor of domestic cats.
Huh.
Yosemite Sam is known in France as Sam the Pirate. The French have seen his pirate persona as the default Sam and think of all the others, including the cowboy, as variants.
I've never seen Pirate Sam.
Yes, you have. Bosko was the first ever major Looney Tunes character. His first film was called Bosko the Talk Inc. Kid, first shown April 19th, 1929. Did you ever wonder what the E stands for in Wiley Coyote?
No.
Ethelbert. You're like, I damn well know I'm not going to remember that one.
No, if it's... Yeah, I think I could get that one.
Despite Taz being one of the most popular, iconic Looney Tunes characters, he has appeared in only 5 shorts. 5. Before being given the name Tweety, the famous bird was actually Orson, and he was pink, not yellow.
Okay.
His original name was Orson, and he was pink. Marvin the Martian was never named in the original shorts that he starred in. They never called him Marvin the Martian.
Huh.
Even though she was not the original voice for Granny, June Foray is the one who has voiced her the longest, starting in 1955 until 61 years later when I believe she passed or something. So, so she is the iconic version of the Granny. Foghorn Leghorn was based on another character, Senator Beauregard Claghorn, a character from the Fred Allen radio show. He was also the only major Looney Tunes character whose physical design never changed. Like, you look at the old Bugs and old Elmer and stuff and old Daffy, they look very different.
They don't look the same.
His never changed.
It's honestly jarring when I look at old
Elmer
stuff.
Fudd is the only major male Looney Tune character not voiced by Mel Blanc. He was voiced by Arthur Q. Bryant, and his singing voice was done by Roy Rogers, like country singer.
Oh, wow.
In the 1938 cartoon A Feud There Was. Mel Blanc's voicing of Daffy Duck holds the record for the longest of an animated character by the original actor/actress, 52 years, from 37 to 89 when he passed. Cecil the Turtle beat Bugs Bunny in all three of the cartoons in which he appeared. That was the Rabbit and the Hare parody. Bugs Bunny was officially drafted by the U.S. Marine Corps during World War II as Private First Class.
Really?
Mm-hmm. Daffy Duck was the original star and main face of Looney Tunes until they came up with Bugs Bunny. That's why they make him constantly jealous of Bugs, and they became rivals in the shorts.
Wow.
Yep. So they actually...
Because he used to be
the
top dog.
Yep. The roadrunner is not allowed to harm Wiley Coyote in any way. The only thing he does is beep beep. Wiley hurts himself with the help of bad luck and acme. Acme, not acne.
No, I know.
Sylvester.
So he's not allowed to hurt him?
Like, in no cartoon, like, they made rules about how he gets hurt, and it's never actually the roadrunner that does it.
That's dumb.
Well, Sylvester appeared in 3 of the 5 Oscar-winning Looney Tunes shorts, making him the company's character with the most Academy Awards. They've only won 5 Academy Awards for animated shorts, and
he was in 3.
Yeah.
So,
yep.
Bingo bango.
Speedy Gonzales was taken off the air in the United States for fear of offending Mexicans, who lobbied to have him brought back because they thought of him as a positive role model for Latino children in America. That shows that woke people said, we know what's right for you, and Hispanic folks said, no, you don't.
Absolutely.
That's why that Latinx thing doesn't really work for the majority of Hispanic people. Like, they tend to reject it.
The person I've actually heard try to be okay with it was Gabriel Iglesias. And he tried.
Let's see. Many have wondered why the series is called Looney Tunes, and the other sister show was called Merrie Melodies. Looney Tunes was created to showcase Warner-owned musical compositions. That's why there's always, like, music. They were just... the cartoons were an excuse to play their music that they own the royalties to.
Works for me.
Yeah.
Decent music.
Bugs Bunny changed the meaning of the word Nimrod. In the book of Genesis, Nimrod was a mighty hunter, something that Elmer Fudd definitely is not. And he would jokingly call Elmer Nimrod, the mighty hunter, and people
misunderstanding that it was a reference.
The joke went over their head, and it became used as a way to describe stupid, slow, or dim-witted people. And that's not what it means.
Because he wasn't being disrespectful.
No, he
was being disrespectful.
He was mocking. He's like,
wasn't
oh, look at
using
the
the
great
word
hunter.
wrong.
Ha
He wasn't saying it wrong.
He was mocking.
mocking.
11 cartoons were taken out of distribution in 1968 that have been called the Censored 11. These
boy.
shorts were deemed too offensive for modern audiences due to the fact they used racist ethnic stereotypes. Eventually, the Censored 11 were made available for purchase by Warner Brothers, but with a warning. That set that I have,
That's the warning.
yeah, it's actually got Whoopi Goldberg saying, hey, like,
We accept now that this was bad then, and it's bad now, and we
But-
only know it now.
but if
so
we
it's
don't
okay
put
to
it
watch,
in this complete collection,
then A, it's not a complete collection, and B, it's
it's denying that it
denying
ever
and
happened.
pretending it didn't happen, and
You got to take
we're
the good with the
doomed
bad.
to repeat ourselves if we ignore history.
Basically. And number 25. Mel Blanc's gravestone reads, "That's all, folks," in reference to the catchphrase of one of his most beloved characters, Porky Pig. He also wasn't even the original Porky,
Wow.
but that's a bonus fact. So there's 25 facts about Looney Tunes. Hopefully, one or two will stick in your mind for next week.
Hopefully.
And tune in next week to find out if Jason is going to puff puff pass
Or puff puff fail.